The highest safe level of emissions would be around 350 parts per million. Major species extinction would be about a 2 degrees Celsius increase in temperature. I mean, we're going to have climate wars in the future.
Raising livestock just in the U.S. consumes 34 trillion gallons of water, 86 times more destructive than carbon dioxide from vehicles.
Oh god, we're gonna die because of cow farts. This is my follow-up to having watched, to the end, the entirety of Cowspiracy. First off, to everyone who said to me, or in the comment section, you really gotta watch one of these documentaries, I say screw you.
Damn.
That's harsh.
What do you think that means?
I don't know, maybe he's just tired of being bugged and bothered and...
I think it means he's been awoken to reality and he wants to go back to blissful ignorance.
The Matrix.
I'm not a terribly squeamish person, so I understand. You know, like I've done some substantial butchering, not like killing people,
So glad.
That's good.
but taking 50-pound hunks of meat and cutting them down into steaks, and I've, you know, cooked a leg. What was it? Lamb. It was a leg of lamb.
A little lamb, a cute little wham. Why'd you do that, veggie?
So like I'm not someone who's ever been like I can't see it before I eat it. Like I'm okay with that.
Well, that's a step ahead of most people who are completely out of touch with their food. But being comfortable with that is a totally separate issue from what factory farming is. You'd have to visit a factory farm and say, I'm okay with that. Are you yawning?
Yeah.
You were yawning during my thing.
But what Cowspiracy really focuses on is less so on the humanitarian aspect, because if that's the case, it's already proven that I'm a cold-hearted asshole. But more so the environmental impact of raising and farming animals, or livestock, chickens, pigs, primarily cows. We eat a lot of beef in this country. I think the fact is we eat like 7 to 9 ounces of meat a day per person, which is absurd when you think about it in just that statistic. And then, of course, that's per day, per person. So you figure, let's pull out a calculator.
That comes up to 160 pounds of meat a year per person.
It's like how much you weigh.
That's how much I weigh.
Yeah.
You eat a whole one of me
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Don't say me. I don't know who you're talking about.
Maybe you eat probably like half of me.
No, I do not.
Okay, now I'm astounded again. So we're eating billions of pounds of meat per year, and the environmental impact of that is just devastating. It's so many different factors, because there's the greenhouse gases that are produced by the animals themselves. There's also the impact of the emissions that are released in growing the feed. Like the corn and the soy that they eat. The water is a huge thing. All the livestock, all the animals that are used for food, they consume so much water, which is becoming more and more of a scarce commodity, especially clean water. One of the major causes of dead zones in the ocean run off from these farms, because they occupy mass amounts of land just by sheer area, and it's literally covered in shit, and that just destroys an aquatic ecosystem. So one of the things that this video did a really good job of was discussing how much of an impact one individual going vegan actually has, and it is surprisingly a sizable and measurable impact. And there is a scene towards the end where one individual said, "You can't call yourself an environmentalist and still eat meat." Where we are in history, that's an interesting thing to say or to think about. Especially because you consider I watched this, and then like the next day there was a press conference from Paris about the climate talks, and we are committed to saving the environment, reducing our emissions, and reducing the temperature. Really is what we're gunning for. And as an individual who likes to consider himself an environmentalist, someone who appreciates nature, can I really call myself an environmentalist if something that I'm doing so regularly is so drastically damaging the environment? So that was some food for thought. Get it?
Does that mean that you're going vegan now, Fidge?
Oh, come on. Don't bully him.
I'm just asking.
I'll have to get back to you on that one. It's definitely something that made me think a lot more than it would. It does, in a way, sort of say, like, here's an option that you can do to help, the environment as an individual, something you can do that actually has an impact, which is empowering in a certain way. It also kind of puts it like a, shit or get off the pot. Like, if you're going to talk about the environment and how we need to reduce the temperature, then you need to back it up with some action. You can't just walk around, spewing rhetoric when you're not doing anything to help yourself.